YouTube, this is the Sparrow Sunshine Gardener. I hope everyone is doing well and having a good day. I just wanted to come in quickly and talk to you guys about getting bulbs for your garden. So oftentimes we go to the store and we see bargain deals, and then we want to get those deals, and we do get the deals, and it may be a little bit too soon to plant it in the garden, so we just hold them. Well, I purchased some bulbs, and these bulbs were a little bit fresh when I got them, because I actually looked them over, so they were really good. But I've had them now for about 3 months, and I've noticed that they're starting to get a little bit of mold, and they're starting to die off. So I want to talk to you guys about what to do in that process. So let me go ahead and show you what the bulbs look like and what to do. Okay, so I purchased these elephant ear black magic exotic bulbs. They're not really that exotic, but they're very nice, and I got them early in the season when I first noticed that the store started stocking up with bulbs. I was a little bit scared that I may not find them later in the season, so I went ahead and got them, and so I've held them a couple of months. The mistake that I will start off noting is that when I got them, I should have opened them out of the bag and let them get some air out of this plastic. I did inspect them when I purchased them to make sure that the ones that I chose were not rotting or have any fungus or anything growing. So when I got them, they were 100% healthy. However, I basically just threw them to the side in this bag and left them as is. That was my first mistake. So I was doing a little bit of cleanup, and I looked at my bulbs and all my plants and everything that I have, and I noticed that they were starting to get a little bit of mold growing, like some of the other ones that I made sure I didn't get in the little plastic bags had. These were not affected at that time, but they're starting to get affected by just sitting in there. So anyway, I want to share with you guys something that was shared with me many years ago from my elderly aunt, who was like my grandmother. Long story short, my mother and my father had kids very late in life, so all of my first cousins are old enough to be my, I guess you could say, my aunts and uncles, or they're the same age as my mom, put it that way. So there's a huge age gap in my family. So I never got a chance to know my father's mother and father, which are my grandparents. So his sister took it upon herself when my dad passed away to be like my guardian angel, and she would call me and share gardening tips with me, and when I would see her, she would also share plants. So anyway, she was a huge gardener, very, very good gardener, and she loved to get up early. I am just like her. I'm an early bird. I am not a night owl at all. I get up at 5:30 without an alarm. But anyway, she shared with me some little tricks, and she would use talcum powder. But I didn't use baby powder. I decided a few years ago that I was going to do the generic Gold Bonds baby powder, and I would get it from the Dollar Tree. So I used to get it, and it had salicylic acid in it, but it looks like the Dollar Tree or maybe even Gold Bonds have changed the formula. So now it has menthol and it has zinc oxide. And then I'm pretty sure it has some cornstarch in here too. Oh, it does have salicylic acid. Yeah, at the very bottom it does have salicylic acid still in there. But it's not like one of the main ingredients, I guess, anymore. But I use this powder for bulb storage. So I wanted to share this tidbit with you guys. So I often plant canna bulbs in the summertime, and when I do plant them, I need to dig them up because I'm in Maryland Zone 7. They do not overwinter here, and any other bulbs that you may want to grow that don't overwinter, you're going to have to dig them up and bring them indoors. So I usually get a box, just a regular box with a lid, and I poke a lot of holes in it. And when I poke the holes in there, I try to get as much of the soil off of the bulbs. I don't wash them or anything like that. I just make sure I brush all the soil off of the bulbs. And then I will take my generic Gold Bonds baby powder or body powder, and I will sprinkle them wholly, not like a whole bunch amount, but you know, enough that it's saturating the bulb but not dripping with powder everywhere. And then you just put them in a dark place until spring, and then they're ready to go. And that helps prevent any fungus or mold growing on the bulbs. I've had great success with this method, no problems whatsoever. So back to the whole purpose of this video is when I purchased these elephant ear black magic bulbs, I should have took them out this plastic. I should have went ahead and put them in a box like I normally do, and just for safety's sake, sprinkled them with some of this medicated body powder, which I didn't do. So when I took them out the bag, I noticed that they were starting to get a little bit of fungus or some type of like bacteria, fungi or something growing on them. And one of them was starting to shrivel. This one was, it's smaller than it should be. It's actually starting to really lose its vitality. This one was okay. It was starting to get a little bit of white little fungus growing on it, but it did shoot up a little bit of a, I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up, as a little stem, if you guys can see that. So it was ready to start growing, but again, it stunts because I left it in the bag. So this is my tip to you guys. If you buy bulbs, take them out the bag, inspect them. If it's not growing season, maybe consider my method of using some medicated powder, sprinkling them over, putting them in a box, because cardboard breathes, unlike plastic, it does not. And therefore, just check them every couple of weeks to make sure they're doing okay, and that should help keep your bulbs very safe until you're ready to plant them outdoors. I did note that what I've done with the bulbs outside of sprinkling them with the body powder is I also put them in a temporary little plastic bowl. This bowl does not have drainage holes poked at the bottom, but I actually use some orchid bark. Orchid bark is very good for aeration, and it holds a little bit of water at a time. So being that these bowls were starting to basically die off and rot out, I wanted to make sure that I put them in some type of medium where they can start to get a little bit of nourishment, but they won't get too wet. So I put a little bit of orchid bark in here. I didn't put any additional fertilizer. And now I'm going to set them in a window where they can get a little bit of sunshine, and I'll just monitor them to make sure they don't get too cold, because it's going to be in a window, excuse me, and it's still winter time, so it can be a little bit drafty in that window, but at least they'll be getting the light to start the growing process. Hopefully they don't grow too soon. But I did want to tell you guys about the orchid bark that I'm using for them in addition to the body powder. Alright, sorry for the lengthy video, but I wanted to explain everything thoroughly. Hopefully this helps you guys out. Until next video, have a great day, and feel free to comment below and let me know if you're going to give this little tip a try. And if you have done something else with your bulbs, share what you do to keep your bulbs safe until you're ready to plant them. Thanks so much. Talk to you then. Next video. Bye. As always, show love and share kindness. Thank you for watching my video. Feel free to comment, hit that like button, and share with family and friends. If you're not a subscriber, you're welcome to subscribe. Be sure to hit the bell button following so you can get notified of the newest videos. Thank you.